Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. First of all, saya mau correct ni figures dulu. Ini population of Sabah 3.3 million 2010, termasuk 0.9 million orang asing. Banyakkan ialah ada work permit. Okay? Yang saya cakap 1.2 million ini tidak termasuk dalam itu 3.3 million. 13,000 voters remain dubious. Itu ialah national figures according to Election Commission. 13,000 is the whole country punya dubious names in the electoral roll, the whole country. In Sabah, my figure of 200 is correct. Out of 950,000 names now, not 180. Now we have in Sabah 950,000 voters in our electoral roll. And I have evidence 200 of them are dubious. But I can only pinpoint 70,000 of them exactly. The other 130,000 I cannot find yet. Okay, now I come to my topic tonight, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. I'm asked to say something about Janji Ditepati as far as the terms of reference for the Royal Commission of Inquiry is concerned. You know, ini Royal Commission of Inquiry, dia punya term of reference ada 8 term， 有8个条款关于这个皇家调查委员会的范围、工作的范围。First 2 terms are 1. To investigate the number of foreign migrants given IC and citizenship in Sabah. Here, from my analysis, if we look into the population of Sabah and Sarawak, we compare. Sarawak increased by 148% in 40 years from 1970 to 2010. In these 40 years, Sarawak 148%, but Sabah 410%. Therefore, if Sabah increased the same rate as Sarawak, we should have only 1.6 million now. If 3.3 million minus the 1 million, almost 1 million foreign workers, then we have 2.3 million Malaysians, so-called Malaysians in Sabah 2010. 2.3 Malaysians. You might take away the 1.6 million which you are supposed to have, then the remainder 730,000 so-called Malaysians, they are the foreigners who are given the IC, the so-called Project Mahathir citizens. 730,000. Number 2, it says to investigate if these foreign migrants got their IC and citizenship legally. My God. You know how did they get their citizenship, their IC? Through falsified sijil akwal. Di mana dia cakap dia lahir di Sabah tapi bukan. If you falsify the sijil akwal, saying born in Sabah when you're born in Indonesia or in Philippines, that it's already illegal. How can you say investigate if they got the IC legally? We formed Malaysia 1960 with the promise of security and sovereignty of Sabah within Malaysia. But now they purposely give IC to them. They are not protecting our sovereignty. They are not protecting our security. Ini janji memang tidak ditepati. Item 3. Now, item 3. To investigate whether these migrants, foreign migrants, sudah dapat IC kita illegally, ini sekarang dia cakap, sudah dapat IC kita illegally, adakah tidak ada di dalam daftar pemilih Sabah? Likas Election Petition 1999, I buktikan di mahkamah that in Likas alone ada 6,000 pengundi hantu. This was stated by the judge then. The evidence produced by me was only the tip of the iceberg. They have the by-election, but the roll was not expunged of those 6,000 names. I went to the by-election, I went to the election petition, the by-election election petition. Kau tahu kenapa saya kalah? Itu, I won the election petition, tapi I kalah the by-election petition because they said the Election Act amended that you cannot challenge anymore the electoral roll once gazetted. They want to, not only dia tidak janji, dia kasih keras lagi undang-undang supaya kita tidak boleh challenge. Inilah federal BN government punya kerja. Item 4 and item 5. Dia bilang, investigate whether the relevant authorities have taken necessary action or improved the standard operating procedure, methods and regulation as far as to avoid any irregularity from the legal aspect. Sudah tahu kasih IC purposely, illegally, how can you say you want to improve anymore? Item 5, also about this standard operating procedure. According to the international normal standards and norms, can we Malaysia improve further? Dia bilang. Apa macam improve? You look at the refugee status. Malaysia is not a signatory to the 1951 United Nations status on refugees and its protocol in 1957 punya protocol, 1967. Malaysia is not a signatory to that. Therefore, in Peninsula, orang dari Aceh, orang dari Southern Thailand, the Patani, orang dari Burma, the Rohingya, mau become refugees, tidak boleh. Tapi Sabah boleh. Nah, itulah satu Malaysia. Sono tidak ada perharian, Sabah boleh ada perharian. Number 6, very important item. Term of reference number 6. Investigate the cause for the population increase in Sabah according to the following categories. Number 1, the Sabah people living in Sabah and also those who got the IC and citizenship through the late birth registration certificate. The first time they mentioned this word, late birth registration certificate. They're trying to fool us Sabah, ini orang asing, dapat kita punya kewarganegaraan through the late birth registration certificate. I've studied the Birth and Deaths Ordinance 1953 of Sabah. It is still valid until today. That the late birth registration is only a late birth registration. You put into the book, if you ask for the extract, some cabutan, itu cabutan no legal standing, tidak boleh pakai di mana-mana pun kecuali magistrate court sudah luruskan. It must go through magistrate court inquiry before the late birth registration punya extract boleh diguna. Di sini mana ada, dia pakai sijil akuan. Tembirang saya cakap through late birth registration. Dia fikir kita tidak tahu tu, tapi ada juga orang masih tahu ni hal. And talking about this late birth registration di Sabah, Sarawak sama Semenanjung tidak ada. We use the sijil akuan before for them to get the IC. only when they found out that this ordinance masih boleh pakai, karang kabut dia repeal kita punya National Registration Regulation 1972. Dia tukar pergi, itu satu baru punya 1990. Now, the cost for the population increase according to the category. That's number one. Number two category is foreign workers. Foreign workers hampir 1 million di Sabah now. Kita ada satu polisi 2004 bilang foreign workers kalau mau kerja di Sabah tidak boleh buat anak mini. Yang sudah ada kerja sini ada anak mini, kalau mau renew kau punya work permit, mau hantar pulang kau punya anak mini baru boleh kasih renew. That's 2004. What happened after that? Ignore. Bukan lagi ignore, kasih permission for the Indonesian to build a school in Sabah. The reason for the population increase for the third category is the refugees. Refugees 1970s 57.000 saja. Ini sekarang dia bilang baru ada 82.000. 40 tahun population increase by 410%. Kalau ada 57,000, today they should have 300,000. Kenapa masih 82,000 saja? Because majority of them sudah dapat kita punya kad penanggalan, itu projek Mahathir, ataupun sudah dapat kita punya permanent status. Itulah population of refugees ini sekarang tidak meningkat begitu ramai bandingkan sama lain punya kategori. The fourth category is illegal immigrants. Nah, ini illegal immigrants refer to yang orang tiada dokumen. Saya punya analisis at least 1 million, I said 1.2 million. Tapi kerajaan cakap mana ada 100,000 saya bilang kalau ada. This item number 6 ada after cakap investigate the cost for the population increase according to the 4 categories. Finally ada satu sentence dia bilang, study the effect of those who are registered in the electoral rolls. Now, kalau ada 200,000 dimasuk electoral Sabah, kita panggil pengundi antu, senang-senang saya dong menang election. Likas macam dulu. Now, 1999 Sabah buang 2 dun, majority KDM punya tempat, Sok sama Langkum. Karena tukar 2 kawasan di Tawau, residency. That 2 area with big majority of pengundi antu. KDM hilang 2, dong tamat 2. To and fro, kamu hilang 4 kursi. 2004, 12 new seats added, created. But 8 out of the 12 are in areas with a lot of pengundi antu. 2 di West Coast, 6 di sebelah East Coast. Tonight ada masa to discuss about that. Therefore, in the future, apa macam lagi kamu mau bangun balik? You cannot. They are increasing the pengundi antu. Senang-senang dong banan, apa macam mau kasih tukar di kerajaan. Tapi if you and me 80% of the genuine Sabahan we vote for change, we can change them. I have evidence recently from the KL High Court. I got the extract of the notes of proceeding of that trial with me here. One foreigner is asked in the court, mana kita lahir? Pakistan. Bila datang ke negara ini? Tahun 85. Oh, kau ada IC Sabah. Bila kau dapat IC ini? 87. Bila awak pergi Sabah dapat IC? Tahun 87. Oh, berapa lama kau dapat ini IC? 2 minggu. Kita lahir di Pakistan? Iya. Dia reproduce the duplicate of his blue IC. Kenapa ini IC bilang kau lahir di Tuaran? Itu saya mana tahu. Apa macam kau mohon kau punya IC itu musim? Pakai sijil akuan. Itu sijil akuan dia orang bagi saya sign saja. Apa syarat kau boleh apply IC di Sabah? 2 syarat, 20 umur ke atas dan beragama Islam. Oh, begitu. Last lagi satu janji, satu lagi syarat. Selepas saya bagi kau IC ini, ada lagi syarat kah? Ada. Kami mau janji undi BN. Nah, itulah dia janji ditepati. Item number 7, terms of reference. Dia bilang, what is the effect to investigate the social implication arising from the issue of IC and citizenship to foreign migrants on the Sabah community. Nah, dia orang begitu ramai. KDM dulu 54%, 1960 KDM 54% of the Bumi Putra in Sabah. 2010 KDM only 34%. Because a lot of this project Mahathir punya orang, bila dia dapat IC, they were categorized as either Malay or Bajau. They are the new Bumi Putra. So what happened to our local community once these foreigners got our citizenship and categorized as Bumi Putra? Our real KDM, our real indigenous people, termasuk juga Bajau, Sungai, Rungus, they will be marginalized. They will be kikis pergi kona-kona sana, las-las hilang pun orang tidak tahu. Nah, inilah keadaan betul punya. In the future, kalau kita tidak ubah, Sabah punya indigenous people, dia punya peranan lain kali hanya decoration during festival occasion saja. Tiada lain lagi. Ada festival Sumazau sikit, Dayak dan sikit, itu saja kamu punya peranan lain kali. Kasihan betul. So, we form Malaysia because of security and sovereignty. That promise is not kept. If we don't change, sayonara Sabah dalam Malaysia. Thank you very much.